But this must be an old book. So he said he didn't like your tumri. He thought it was.
He said,
it was not a
he said that's not a tumri.
Uh-huh.
I said, yes, Mr. Farmer. And the tumri is in the very book.
There.
And but he had a piece of thing, and I just put it across, and I said, he said, where are you getting this book from?
Yeah.
I said, from the same place you came from, India.
Yeah.
Let me make this book. Yeah. The man just pick his bag and he gone.
No objection there?
Yes.
I think. Well, like we're talking about in India, I think some people are pretty arrogant.
Yes.
They're real proud, and they.
True.
My tradition is the right one, and everything else is wrong. But I mean, one thing that's interesting about well, this music here, I think you have preserved some old things, like the tumri you sing, that what your father's father brought or something. Meanwhile, in India, tumri's gone on changing.
Yes. These styles, these rags came from India.
Yeah.
Our old ancestors brought them from India.
So in some ways, what you sing is more traditional.
Tradition. Yes.
Like, well, your grandfather came from India?
Yes. My Aja. Father.
Yeah, Aja. So, was it him was he a musician?
No, he wasn't.
But your father was a singer.
My father, my chacha. Actually, the whole family.
So where did your father learn?
Well, in the same country.
Yeah, but
he learned from the same people that came from India, the whole people.
Did he have a special teacher or anything?
Yes. A special teacher.
And who came from India?
People who came from India.
Yeah.
They had bought a estate. There was an estate inside here. This is a scheme, the old estate.
This is what do you call it?
This is Bath settlement.
This is Bath settlement.
Bath settlement scheme. But they had the old estate where these old indentured people used to live in the lodges. Oh, very, very nice people. On Sunday you will find them sometime under trees. They will sit down with a Roman gold who can sing song. They have the little sitar, and they will. Very nice.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. I used to go among them and sit down. Well, I used to help them roll their pack, their pipe with their little thing and so, come son, come, how better how. And so I did between them. I learned a lot from them, plenty.
Did you ever meet your father's teacher?
Yes.
Was he like a pundit or just a...
Just an ordinary person.
Ordinary person.
He used to work in the cane field.
So music was his hobby.
Yes.
But he must have known a lot.
Yes. My father was a trained, what must I say, in Hindi. Could read well. Trained Hindi man. And, he worked in the Baghdad too, but not so much. He was most a tailor. Singing was his, and he could play all the instruments, from sitar right down.
Did he have a sitar?
Yes.
Where did it come from? I mean, obviously from India, but
India.
Did he buy it here?
Yes, they got a store they call Key, a man they call Key all in Georgetown. He used to import these things from India. All India goods. Kewal, sitar, harmonium, any Indian music. You can go at his store.
Very many markets.
Yes, Kewal.
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 I'll have to check it out.
All these photographs.
Yes.
You can get it.
All India stuff.
And the lota.
Everything.
All you can get. Anything you think about religious, you got Kewal.
From India. But now music is very scarce.
Yeah.
Music is very scarce. Harmonium you pay a $50, $75 now it's 100,000. You can't even get.
So, everything that you sing, you learned from your father?
Yes, my father used to sing.
And he learned from
his teacher.
So, that was the source of all your music.
Yes.
And so you don't make up melodies?
Yes, I do. Well, in my record, I think you have 6 songs that I composed. The Holy that I sing there, I composed that one too.
Really?
And the very first song, I composed that one too. 6 I think. In the record.
And the other ones are traditional?
Yes, from book.
So compose meaning you compose the text?
The word and everything.
And the melody too?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So you know some Hindi then?
A little bit.
Uh-huh.
Little bit.
And you know enough so you can read this?
Yes.
Yeah, I must get that record from Mr. Mohabir, you know. He just had one copy of it and didn't reprint it, but what do you sing on that? You sing a tumri, a holy.
Holy.
Then
Sing, I just really can't remember, but I sing, it's 10 songs. Indeed.
so you sing, let's see, tumri,
Yes. Most of the rags.
kemta,
Khimta, Tumri, Bihag, and Dandak.
drupat sometimes.
Yes. Then you got a song they call Bhairavi,
Yeah,
at this morning hour.
yeah.
Then after Bhairavi you got a thing they call Prabhati. Prabhati. That's a very nice tune. Very nice tune.
How does it
Hare
go?
jagiye kripa nidhan, Gauri ke dulare, jagiye kripa nidhan. So it goes like that. It's a Prabhati.
Is there just one Parvati song or a lot of them?
Oh, yeah, plenty.
Uh-huh.
Plenty.
And plenty of Bhairavi songs.
Bhairavi. You got Bhairavi too. But that's a different tune.
Yeah.
Bhairavi.
Yeah, that's my favorite rag. That's a beautiful one.
Bhairavi, huh?
Yeah, I learned some tumris in Bhairavi.
You sing. Nice, very nice.
Now, what is kemta?
Khimta, that's a simple tune. Khimta is a simple tune. That's not a rag. It's not a rag.
It's not classical.
No.
More like folk.
Yeah. Khimta.
Yeah, because that's like another term that they don't use in India anymore. If you tell Varma kemta, he'll say, what is
You
kemta?
know Harman? Mr. Harman? You know him?
No, but I mean, I can.
He came from India as a vocalist.
Yeah,
teacher.
I know he was there.
But he has no patience. Very passionate man. Very passionate.
He's not there anymore.
No, he gone back to India.
But these new modern singers, they wouldn't know kemta or the old style.
No. Panishoy. Going. As I told you that in the whole country now you might, I don't know if you go find any Aramutan singer, Ragni singer. Yeah, me and my brother that died the other day, the two of us used to move all over the place. You know, he died now and I just get break heart. I get break. He was a very, very good singer. Oh, he had good vocal. You know Dasrat?
Yeah, but that's right. Yeah, he was a big man, you know.
He's a great gift he get.
I hear about it.
Really
Like
sing.
Lata. Lata got a big throat there.
Oh gosh. Some people bless him. It's a gift.
Lata
Real
was-
God gift.
Actually, very communist, some people blessed on them.
There's some people living in America now that is a Bal Govind Singh.
Yes, that's what Guyanese.
Yeah. Does he sing Khan too?
Bal Govind Singh. Oh, Ballu.
Balu. That's right.
After Tilak, he was the best.
Uh-huh.
Too. Tilak died and he took it. But now he's get a bit aged and he's
Yeah.
trouble with heart.
Yeah.
You want to hear a few tunes of Bal Govind?
Sure.
I have a cassette for him here.
Oh, sure. Maybe later in a minute. Yeah.
Uh,
Then there's a guy who lives in New York named Paradas.
Bharat Das is from 60 villages.
Uh-huh.
Bharat Das. You know all these fellas.
I haven't met them actually. I just hear their names.
Here in news.
Yeah. But they haven't recorded.
Yes.
But everyone says that in Guyana now, you were the person.
Well, I think only me left.
Yeah.
All my friends have passed away. What to do? Life goes like that.
I guess in Suriname there's still some people.
Yes. But you know, their singing is vast different from Guyanese. They mostly sing this kind of, you know, Chutney.
Chutney, yeah.
Chutney.
Do they have some Tan singers there?
You had a few, a chap by the name of Ram Kalawan.
Ram Kalawan. He's coming, actually.
No, his son. That's Chris Ram.
Yeah, but the father is coming too.
Father is coming too?
Yeah. Yeah, Chris does Chutney, whatever.
Chutney singer. I met with all of them, son.
How do you like the father? Does that style is sort of the same, or is it pretty different, do you think?
Father sing good song.
Uh-huh.
Father sing good rag singing. He get very old now too. A fellow by the name of Harisi Balak. He's a good singer. He and all get aged. They most have actually changed from this style to Chutney kind singing.
Yeah.
They sing to meet the people in other words. But I don't think that is fair.
Yeah.
They should maintain its own type of singing. But I wouldn't change.
So
I wouldn't change.
when you were called to sing, like you go to where you mentioned Demarara or whatever,
Yeah.
they want you to sing Tan.
Dance, yes, yes. I wouldn't change from that. I prefer to resign, but I wouldn't spoil it up at all. I wouldn't spoil it. I will maintain it how long I live. That way.
And what sort of occasion do you perform at? I mean, at a jug or a wedding?
I prefer a jug.
Uh-huh.
You have more peace there. A wedding, you know, drunk people. You gotta sing song for meet them all and fancy song, but not a jug.
And this generation serious.
See, very
You
serious.
sing song with someone I know about and just to oblivion.
Not a
They
jug.
want to hear big stupidness.
Yeah.
They don't want to religious.
Jug, you have to, you know, you have to listen to the priest, what the priest read, and then you have to get song to suit with that type of katha song. You can't sing any song.
The jug happens at a mandir.
Yes, and sometime at your home too.
Uh-huh.
You make a big tent, and so you have a big yard.
You afford it to do it.
You afford it.
Anybody go a job, you can afford it.
You afford it. You can go to the mandir too.
It takes a couple days.
Sometimes 7 days,
Uh-huh.
sometimes 9 days.
How much you afford?
How much
If
you
you
want?
can afford 2 weeks job, you do it.
Yes, sometimes 4 days.
What's the difference between a jug and a yagna?
Is
Or
it
yajna?
same thing?
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
And a jug is bigger than a puja.
Oh yes. Well, puja is great. Well, they do puja there too, but morning and afternoon. And after the puja, they have this.
So at a jug, maybe they'd have you on the last night.
No,
Maybe you'd sing
yeah, all night,
all night.
all the sessions.
Several nights in a row.
Yes, sometimes they want you from the break,
Wow.
from the time the jug start
Uh-huh.
until it finish.
So you'd have a tolak. Right.
Yes, the same Ramdanias play for me.
Yeah. And they used antal
Dhantal, yes,
and harmonium.
harmonium.
That's
These
all.
are three main music.
Yeah.
Dhantal, harmonium, and tholak. I have tholak home one day. I got another one inside.
Yeah. So nowadays, a couple times a year, you sing professionally like that.
Sometime every month, 2-3 times.
Yeah.
They send for you.
At jugs
Jug.
usually.
But I prefer to go to a jug
Yeah.
because you have more peace there, more art in other words. than
People
over
sit
here.
quietly and
Quiet
listen.
and listen.
Yeah.
They had a jug here recently. A lady came from America. 7 days at Woodley Park, the next village there. And Pandit Udit, you heard about him?
No.
He's one of the best educated Pandit we have. He has BA in Sanskrit.
Hmm.
Yes. He came
Udit
and-
Narayan?
Udit Narayan.
Yeah, maybe I have heard of him.
Yes. So he came here and he said, man, you have to keep my company for this week. He said, but Pandit Minigo Ebro. He said, but you have to try. I went to my altar there and offered a little prayer to Mother Saraswati. And how do we finish menu? And the voice still keep good. So the sort hoarse and stuff.
Yeah.
For the whole week, night and day. Oh, we had a wonderful week. Beautiful. Spanish week. It was a Gita Jag, Lord Krishna story.
Hmm.
Lord Krishna, Sudama and different
So the Pandit reads the story
Yes,
in Sanskrit?
Sanskrit,
Uh-huh.
and then explain in English.
Uh-huh.
He didn't worry with the Hindi.
And then after that you sing?
The Kala is singing. They have a few more singers. They sing kirtan. They are ordinary singers.
Yeah.
But I was the main singer there with dancing in it. They had more dance singers.
So you sing songs about Krishna
Yes.
or sing any kind of song?
Whatsoever katha he reads,
Mm.
you have to get a song to
Fit it.
fit it. Or else you're outside.
You heard about Sam Pandit?
Oh, marvelous. He died now. He died. Oh, yes. Samprasad.
I think he alive.
Dead.
Yeah?
Yes.
That man is a great man. Sam Pandit resembles him, you know.
Yes.
Everything like Sam Pandit.
Yes.
He's
It's
a
true.
man in that.
Yes.
He's a little more old, but Sam Pandit is a very brilliant man.
Yes.
Sam Pandit reads for half an hour.
Oh, yes.
Man read for 5 days, he read for half an hour.
Mm.
More knowledgeable than him.
I did resemble
Great
shoot.
man. Great. You resemble Sam Pandit?
Resemble shoot. He died now.
A great man. Great
And
man.
he don't take money to read, no.
Nothing.
Not one black penny.
Mm.
No.
Any jobs you do, nothing, you don't want nothing.
I asked him, that Pandit, why you don't take dachina? At the Springland, we were singing at Jagdir, myself, my brother, same Bharat Das, and all of us were there. So, he said, how much I was? We said, 8, 9. He said, how much Pandit? We said, oh no, you the Pandit. He said, well, I am a chosen man from God to preach his gospel.
No, that's not, nothing.
He said, when we go back, when we go tell God,
Mhm.
we charge to preach his holy word?
Yeah.
He said, no. He said, you get a little printing press that printed the invitations, you know?
Right. And you make your own instrument.
And they make it. He didn't marry to Bal Brahmachari. He didn't marry. No. Real Pandit.
Sam never married.
No. 80 something years and the man will look good.
Yes, 80 something years. What age? If he'd been alive, I would have carried to Sam Pandit. Today when we going back, I never really died. I thought he alive.
Man dead.
I would have carried because I knew where he lived. I would have carried when you talk to that man. He's a man.
Justice Prem Prasad, and he was relative.
Right.
The man wrote a script and sent it for me and my brother go down. That was a Friday night to keep awake, and the next day cremation is Saturday. These people then bring down the thing and keep it Saturday morning soon and go send the thing and give it.
Oh, sure.
When we open, we go back and we say, man, I'm going to read this thing now.
This time.
Look, I read.
The man don't come in.
Last night they want me to do some singing and so.
Alright.
He said, we said, we got it now.
How many songs do you know?
Well, during my singing career, I got 300 in my head.
All in your head?
But now I forget plenty.
Yeah. Do you have the text? I mean, you use some from this book, but do you have the other books of?
Yes,
your-
plenty.
Or do you write them down in notebooks, the words?
Yes, I copy them and I just, a word I call Kantashupa, you know me, Kerala.
Yeah.
You put them in your,
Yeah.
I never sing it book.
And the melodies you
Yes,
remember.
yes, I never sing it book. When I went to do this record at the film center, the man who did the record said, "Ma, we book." He said, "Now, an LP,
You wrote a book?
10 songs, you go remember?" Me say, "You could try." He said,
Why is the song you sing?
"Pardon me?"
Why is the song?
Well, all different songs.
Oh, where you recorded
But
it?
at the film center, they do recording there.
Mhm.
Then they give you the tape, and you take it across too.
Something like a Drupati you sing?
No man, I sing all different rag.
Oh.
You, boss hear he hear the record and thing and so.
You do some Tilana too?
Yes, yes.
Um,
10 different songs.
uh-huh.
Holy, Tilana, Tumri, 10 different songs. I did a song for Diwali.
Give me a word for that one.
Oh, well, my brother Guyana.
I don't
Guyana, you left all by you. No one to ask you anything, how you make out.
How long you
or
get the
how-
use
how-
of you, then you take it, and after that you finish.
Yeah, the government doesn't do anything.
Nothing. Oh, Trinidad, Suriname. They give these people them job.
Yeah.
Because I went to Suriname. This Ram Kelawan had, he was some contractor. They give him nice easy work to upkeep them. Guyana,
Then make out for yourself.
he left all alone.
The Tumris you sing, they're in different rags,
Yes.
Petavi and Pilu, things like that.
You know the whole thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what things are different, you know, from modern India. You know tals too, like tal, you know what tal is? Or hand, maybe they call it. You know, the drum, the
Yes.
rhythm.
Yes.
And there's different patterns, right?
Tal is very.
Like da ding da da ding da ding da. Like that Buddhist song. That's in like nowadays in India they'd say that's Deep Chandi or Chanchar Tal, they call it maybe. You ever hear those terms? But how does Ramdhani know what to play? He just knows.
He's a real gifted man too.
You set the tempo and he comes.
Excuse me.
Tell on. Yes, my daughter-in-law. Yes.
I'd be very curious to hear some of your tumris.
I'll sing a few.
Yeah, if you could sing a few lines, that
I
would.
get them in cassette.
Okay.
You have everything ready made here. Will you play them for you?
Sure.
Will you stop this? Or you want tape them too?
Let's see. That would be nice if I could tape. Actually, I'd love to hear. They're not for sale, are they?
Pardon me?
I don't see them on.
You mean for sale?
Yeah, they're not commercially. You don't have any cassettes recorded. But anyhow, yeah, I'd just like to hear a little.
I can do a cassette for you, yes. But you have any spare cassette?
Yeah.
Any extra cassette?
Yeah.
I can do one for you, no problem. I can do one for you.
I could have gone get one and shop by.
Yes. I'm in a study, but as you get, oh yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes.
I would love to hear some of that.
Yes, I could do one for you. Yeah, keep it as a souvenir.
This is you've done some tapes of your singing at a jug or whatever.
Well, I did this in Suriname.
Uh-huh.
You have myself, my brother, Dasrat, and a few more chaps. So let me do it.
Great, thank you.
This is 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not got 60 minutes.
No, but that's okay. Yeah. This is this old book, Rag Watnaka, with old rags like Asa, just song texts, and Kavit Dandak, whatever that is. Also a few ghazals, Jungla, and so on. The ghazals seem to be in Braj, and Hindu-oriented. Rag Prabhati also here, which she mentioned. Other songs labeled Savaya. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Do you ever hear recordings from India? You know, Tumri singers and cassettes. Did you ever hear recordings of modern singers from India? No. You've got your own tradition. You didn't like Compton. I don't like much either. But now, young people like it a lot.
Oh yes, majority.
I like Tumri, I like classical, khayal. Like in India, they don't, tan, they use that word differently. A tan means, something like that. They say that's a tan. For classical singing, they'd call it khayal or Tumri. The tan is like a fast run. It's a different word. And yeah, like I was saying, they Kemta, they don't use that term anymore. Drupal, of course. Usually they say Tarana instead of Tilana. Tilana they say in the south. Yeah. But I think you brought things from India, from the 1880s or whatever. And Tumri has changed a lot since then. This sounds like, you know, real old style Tumri.
Yes.
Traditional. What is this song?
This song, you know, when the Hopes and Gwar was in trouble, Lord Krishna took his one finger and lifted that mountain, Govardhan Parvat,
Govardhan.
Parvat, and he saved all of shelter under this. To be honest with you, this was a judge we were singing in Suriname, and they do the recording there, so I took a copy. So it's the same Kathari we're reading, so I sing this song.
What do you call this? Is this a Tumri?
It's a kind of a Tumri, yes. In a drink? Anything positive? Are you nice sweet for you? Here now, take a little bit. Me on diabetic, but I use, don't cut it out, take a little bit. Right.
How do you like this chutney, you know, what they call?
Yes.
You hear, have you heard these modern singers, Anand Yankaran and so on?
From Trinidad?
Yeah. You like that?
Well,
It's okay.
we do. But Trinidad have some good singers, like Yusuf Khan, Honey, KV Singh. I don't know who is alive who's there, but these are top singers, very good singers.
Does the style sound different to you? The Trinidad Tan style?
They are in more melody inside.
More what?
They are in more melody.
More melody.
They sing more slow, and the musicians are all different. But they sing very nice. I admire the singing.
And they're good musicians. And they have the instruments. They have the anything from us.
Good, yeah, all right. Very good. I can listen to them. Sweet.
Yeah. What's this one?
This is a bhajan, is a song we composed to the gentleman of the reject, Haniram. The man named Haniram is a wealthy man too. Wealthy man.
People say that a lot of the chutney songs in Trinidad, that they come from here.
So they said?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
They're over there. I think Suriname started.
But this chutney, to me, it just sounds like Indian folk music.
Yes,
right?
yes.
What's the difference?
You like them?
Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing special, you know. People dance, have fun. But they don't dance to tan. Right?
No, they don't. They gotta sit down and listen. English.
Well. Okay, sure, thanks. You know, like in India now, the tumri is very slow.
From the smoke. When smoke reaches where you never go down. It goes up.
धुआं से
तुम सारी सीखो ऊंचे मंजिल जाना वायु की झोंके से सीखो हरकत में यार जगना और जगना.
It sounds like Urdu actually.
Yeah. And I love this second verse.
Is it a ghazal?
Something like that.
Beautiful song. I hear some plenty time. Really beautiful song.
Yeah? Where did you hear it?
These years I hear it. Some
Yes.
people have the record. Years ago. I think you can get it in the shop. Let's see the gadget.
What the other verse is? वृक्षों की डाली से सीखो फल पाकर झुक जाना. Learn from the tree when the fruit is laden on the tree, the branch came right down. So uneducated person, you always quiet.
Have enough education to think about it. English people always like
Oh, very nice song.
Is it sung like a folk song or bhajan?
No,
or?
beautiful bhajan. Get a nice time too. Bharat Das sing the song. Bharat Das talking about.
Yeah.
First person he sing the song.
I met a fellow in New York. When you were young, they used to have more of these Ramayan and Gaul things.
Plenty.
People sit around and someone reads the Tulsi Ramayan, is it, or just?
Yes, Tulsi Ramayan.
Someone sings a line, then everyone else sings.
Giant. We had a few goals right here. The old people get out, some get old. Flop.
So nowadays, are there still some like bhajan groups that sing in the mandirs?
Yes, we have a few. Kirtan, we will call it.
Yeah.
Kirtan. Just sing in mandir. Doing service like that.
What happens at a wedding here? Do people sing the old songs? You know, the wedding songs, gali, anything like that? Gari?
Oh, you mean the Gari Gawai?
Yeah.
That is the lady who sing the thing. That actually there too.
What? That's dying out too?
That dying out. You know, during when the wedding of one, the lady will sing some Gari Gawai. It's coarse, you know. But in a Hindi way, you know, it's joke thing like that.
Right,
That dying out.
People don't think about that.
Yeah, you heard it?
Yes.
I just go to all the weddings and
Old ladies sing it?
Yes.
old ladies sing.
And sometimes the Dulaha fathers got to give presents.
You get present. And the old lady does sing. But you hardly get that I know. About 5-6 years old that I know.
I know.
People don't look at the old person. This young generation only a hostile something. That's why they don't live 40 years, 50 years, you know, long year people used to live 85, 90, 106 years.
Yeah.
Now, in this generation, it's just about 40, 45 talking in there.
At weddings nowadays, so
They play
just play records.
Records.
Yeah.
What they play? When Indian get a wedding, let the brother tell you.
Yeah, shit,
Oh,
dog
music.
music.
Oh,
Rock music.
Rock.
God,
Play rock.
Even out here.
it's Chris. Chris.
Type of music where you hear it is music.
Of course, it's just like in India. They used to sing, they still sing a little bit, but the sound system will be there, and you can't even hear the women singing. It's too loud.
Spoiling it. Long is a better life than now, man. Now life too fast and nasty. Long time you used to, if you see some clothes some Indian girl wear now, you might want to kill them. Long time you can't wear.
I've never heard it. And Surat, you sing Surat?
Baithak.
Baithak.
Yes. You heard about that?
Bilawal I know.
Bilawal, Baithak too.
Baithak I didn't know.
Excuse me, I'm going to take lunch. All right, okay, buddy. Baithak is simple tune.
How does it go?
It's a rag.
Yeah.
Hare Malik Shri Bhagavana Soch man kahe ki karu Malik Shri Hare Bhagavana Soch man kahe
Baithak. How would you spell that? I never heard the word. Well, don't worry. What about, you sing Asa?
No.
Yeah, that's a real rare one in India. Jangala?
Jangala, yes.
Jangala? Yeah. That's another rag they don't sing in India anymore.
Don't sing.
How would a bit of this Dandak?
Dandak.
Yeah. Yeah. How does that go?
Then that goes something like this. नाही किया रे तूने हरि का भजन तेरे सब दिन मुफ्त वृथा गई रे नाही किए रे तूने हरि का भजन तेरे सब दिन मुफ्त वृथा दंडक.
What makes it dandak? Is it the rhythm or the
style?
The melody?
Melody, yes.
Not the poetry necessarily.
No.
Uh-huh.
Dandak.
Can you sing any? Boy, a lot of words here I've never seen. Kundalia,
No, I didn't get that.
ghazal. You sing any ghazal?
Ghazals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could I hear a line of a ghazal? Maybe?
Ghazal. But I sing the long time ghazal.
Uh-huh. Meaning, it's a long.
Yes, long time ghazal. The old system.
It's like 2 lines. Is that how it works?
You have the modern ghazal, what
Yeah.
I sing now, the film tune.
Yeah.
But I sing the old.
Be curious to hear that.
One goes like this. अरे खाती मुलायम रिया की प्यारे नबी सारे नबियों से अफजल हमारा नबी या नबी या नबी या नबी या नबी. That's a kind of a ghazal. I've been singing long time. But now they have the modern ghazal.
But the old ghazal you sing, is that like the modern ghazal, it's 2 lines,
Yes.
then there's a little break, and then
Yeah.
2 more lines.
Yes. Yes.
Yours is the same way, that
Right.
way?
Yes.
Yeah. Haraj, that's an old rag. I'd be curious to hear a little bit of your behag.
Bihar.
That Burma's behag is different from.
Varma sing. I don't know what type of. I don't know how he sings so.
Nowadays they sing sort of behag, sa ga ma pa ni sa ga re sa ni da pa ma pa ga ma ga re sa, sort of like that. I think I don't really know behag very well. Something like that.
Our Bihar is different, but not we make style.
Uh-huh.
It's all from India. Our old and Indian
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
you
Of
know.
course.
आय रे कोई लिया रे कुहू की गई आधी रात आज कोई लिया रे कुहू की गई आय गई आधी रात कोई लिया रे कुहू की गई
Yeah, that is a little different.
बिहार
It's pretty. Nice. Yeah, it's nice. Different. These rags have changed.
plenty change plenty. This type you hardly hear them now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear them. Only from the old singers.
Yeah.
And this modern people, they don't sing this type anymore.
Do you sing, you know Sargam, right? Sarigama Padanisa?
Sarigam.
Yeah.
सारी द्रिगणनयन पगधाप मगरे साबम के मगरे सारिगम. That's the sarigam. तू महाराज सुशील जगत में ना कोई सुंदर प्रगत जगत में तू महाराज.
Sounds like a tumri.
Songs most like a Drupad.
A Drupad.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
सारी द्रिगणनयन पगधाप मगरे साबम.
Drupad is slow usually, right?
Drupad, how you sing, India, how to sing it in India?
Oh boy, there they sing these tals. The rhythm they call Ada Chautal or Tamar. I don't sing Drupad, so I don't know it. Or else they do that deep chandi. Da, din, da, din. They play what they call pakawaj, which is like a tolak.
Yes.
Then Tumri they use especially that da, din, da, din. Whereas I think most of the Tumris you sing, it's more what they call kaherva. You know that word, kaherva?
Kaharwa.
It's like a rhythm. da, din da, da, din da, da. Like the bhajans.
Yes.
That in India they call kaharba. Then the classical music there is mostly like in teen tal.
Tinta.
Na din din na din da da din din da da. But that again, you don't use so much of that.
Now, Drupad, how we learn, is different from what is singing, from Mr. Varma singing. Different. Hey Rama Rame Tirame Shamanang Kai Dhurat Barine Baghan Me.
Would you sever the drum with it? You tolak? How would it be playing? Fast or slow?
No, one.
Sort of like that.
Until you come to the real
Uh-huh.
thing, then you give him charity, he can't.
Then he does his fast stuff.
Yes.
You
Oh.
sing chautal,
No. So fatigue too much.
shouting.
Shouting, and when you finish, all gone.
Yeah.
They just ask me, then buys during Bhagavad time,
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
forgive me. You are
And ulada, same sort of
Mara,
thing.
yes. Nice, sweet, I enjoy it. I just sit down and listen to them. Sometimes invite them, come, they just come home, they sit down and sing.
What is ulada?
Ulara, after Chautal they have another tune. We'll call it Ulara.
The short song.
Yes. Something like a chutney like, After the Chautal they bring in there.
That term actually I never heard in India,
No worries.
but it's another one of these things that you brought that now they forget in India. Dadra, you sing any dadras?
I use this a long time.
Uh-huh.
But after I find that people, think they're not so much appreciated here. So just forget it.
Oh, here's a kenta, yeah.
Yeah, Kenta.
Yugo bar chulat dar gulbahin. It's hard to read. Lavani,
Launi.
yeah.
Launi is a nice style too.
You know where your family, your grandfather originally came from in India?
The state, no? I really can't remember.
Bihar, UP, whatever.
But they were Sonar people. Goldsmith.
Uh-huh.
But to tell you the state, the place now. India. Oh, they speak Hindi, strictly.
Yeah.
Well, I actually learned Hindi from them. My Aji, my Aja, they speak Hindi and we was there between them.
It's sort of a different style of Hindi than the songs, I guess.
Yes.
A lot of these is what we call Braj Bhasha. Whereas I think a lot of the Indians in Guyana, they came from the sort of what they call Bhojpuri region.
Yes.
A little bit different dialect.
I was in the hospital once. I took an operation for pile, and a gentleman came the night. Tomorrow is the operation. Tonight he came. Fair-skinned gentleman, little bald head. Who is Mohit Mangru? Said me, sir. Take off your pajama jacket. Song. So, say, you can please tell me what is all this about, sir? He said, I'm a doctor. You'll have to get the operation tomorrow, so we're making sure that you can take the operation.
The story is Varma sang Behag, and he said, no, that don't sound nice to me. Then Mohit sang a Tumri, and Varma said, that's not a Tumri, where'd you get that from? And Mohit said, it came from India, the same place you came from. So Varma picked up his bag and left.
So I said, doctor, you're from Mother India. And you don't know Hindi.
Yeah.
I think you giving me a big pill to swallow. I don't believe that. He said, He is from Ceylon.
Ceylon, yeah.
And they say they speak Tamil.
Yeah, that's
So
completely different.
I say, beg your pardon, doctor.
Yeah.
So every time he come to my bed to visit, I just provoke him. Aap kaisa doctor sahab? He say, again man. He laugh. He
Yeah.
clap me back. He say, okay.
And sometimes they don't like to speak
Nah.
Hindi anyway.